The longest feeling month of the year is officially over, and that is January. January, just to everyone, just feels like it is the longest month of the year. But it is over, and it is February now. And in January, I was in a reading slump, but I technically did read the same amount of books that I do normally read throughout a month. So it wasn't really that bad, but hopefully this month we can read a little bit more, and hopefully get out of a reading slump, and hopefully post a couple of reading vlogs this month. So let's just go ahead and get into with my January wrap up. So the first book I read this year and finished was Flawless by Elsie Silver. This one was a book talk book, or like a really while ago. Everyone raved it, everyone loved it, and I'm just finally now getting around to reading it. I actually really did like it. I do have to say, I think for me, for some reason in romance books, I like the beginning and then I also like the end of it. The middle for me is like a little iffy, and it just like depends on all that stuff. Again, I really did like this one, and I definitely would recommend it, especially if you aren't like someone who's into cowboys or country kind of romance, because it was a really nice country rodeo romance, and I cannot wait to read the rest of the series. Again, I also like how in-depth this got with the guy's POV, and majority of the time I really truly did focus on the guy, and I kind of like that about this one, and I like getting a lot of the guy's POV. I don't know why I like getting guys' POV more than girls, but I did definitely like this one. I do definitely would recommend it and definitely recommend reading it, and I cannot wait to read the next books in the series. This is a 5-book series that is finished, so I can't wait to read the second one. I already have that one downloaded on my Kindle, so hopefully we can read this one this month. But I just loved it so much. I gave it a 4 stars, so a great start off to the new year. Really great, really great. Okay, the next one I read was Spare by Prince Harry, and this was my first DNF of the year. Now, this year I'm going to try prioritizing DNFing books I don't really like, and that was with this one. Now, I might give it a second chance sometime down the road, but I don't think that'll happen. For me, I just didn't like this one, and the reason why I didn't like it is because I realized that if I don't care about the guy, like, here's the thing. I picked it up because it was Prince Harry, and my mom really likes royals, so I was reading it, just like to kind of go with my mom. But like at the end of the day, like I don't really care about the royal family. That isn't like something I really care about deeply. So I've realized, again, with books like these, I have to really like the person and really like just really want to know their story. So that was definitely kind of like the reason why I didn't like DNF this one. I just didn't really like it, didn't really enjoy it. I would recommend it for people who do like Harry and want to know more about his story, or I'd also just recommend it for people who do like the royal family and want to know more about his story and why he left the royal family and all that stuff. So all of just that things, but this was just it. I know I went like that. Then we have The Housemaid's Wedding by Freida McFadden. This book got a lot of hate, and I don't know why. I absolutely love this one so much. This is my first Freida McFadden book of the year. It is a little novella. Absolutely love this one. Would recommend it. Can't wait to read the last book in the series because I do have that one. I absolutely love this. I also love the Housemaid movie, like when it came out last in December. Oh, it was so good, and it just, oh my gosh, it was like really good. And I absolutely love the Housemaid series. I just really do, and I think it's really sad. This book is definitely really sad in a way of what happened in it. But, I mean, I don't know, you got like a really good story in a short amount of pages. Freida McFadden definitely knows how to write a story. Definitely knows how to write a mystery thriller. Just, oh my gosh, her books are so good. And I cannot wait to read more of her books this year. Like, oh, I would just recommend this one. Now, I did like it. Now, here's the thing. I do think people say because the Housemaid series is going on a little too long. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'd also say, so I read it in between The Housemaid's Secrets and The Housemaid is Watching. I don't know if that was good or not. So we'll see when I get to read that one. I don't know when I'm going to read it. Hopefully sometime this year. But recommend this one. I gave this one a 4 stars. So for a novella, it really is great. Giving this a 4 stars. Absolutely loved it and would definitely recommend it. There is a camera angle change. That's because I ran out of storage and I had to get more, so that's that. Anyway, the last book I read was The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. Again, I read a lot of Frida McFadden books this year. I actually really did like this one. The ending to me was a teeny tiny bit rushed. I did like the ending. I did end up liking the plot twist. I do have to say, Frida McFadden books normally have a lot of plot twists within the book, and this one didn't have that many. It was like a story, and then you got like a really big plot twist. Now, there's like a lot of things that end up. I do have to say, I really did feel bad for Nora, because it's just said that what your family did, like she just, because she somehow had to be a daughter of a monster, she's like being told that this is what you did. And I think that's just really sad. I think that's sad that that's what people do. Like if someone in a family does a certain thing, or if like you have a family name, like they automatically associate with how terrible that is. And I think that's just really, really sad that that is what people do, and that is how we associate certain things. I just think it's really sad, and I, just really, 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 really sad. Anyway, those are the 4 books I read in January. So the first 4 books of 2026. Now, let's go ahead. I thought at the end of every single one of these, we'll talk about every single book that we read off of my physical TBR, because I'm trying to dwindle that. And this year, what I'm also trying to do is get the books that I know I will not read, or if I didn't like them, just get rid of them. Like, I don't need to keep them. So if I read them and I didn't like them, I'll get rid of them. If I read them, but if I know I'm not going to read them. And some of the books I have, like, sometimes I think to, you know how you go to your younger self, you're like, why in the world did you get that? That's a lot of me right now. Like, it's really weird what books and stuff my younger self bought. But anyway, that's the goal. So we read 2 books off of our physical TBR and 2 books off of my Kindle. So basically 2 books from our physical TBR. And I'm going to tell you how long they've been on there and how not. Okay, so this one I recently just bought this one. So this one was on my TBR for a long time. This one I just needed to read it, and I just didn't end up reading it at all. Or so this book, depending on if my mom wants it, I'm going to get rid of it. But then this one I'm going to definitely keep. And of course we have a Flawless and The Locked Door, which I really hope to get the physical copies of those books. So we have that. Anyway, and then I'm also going to tell you if I read off of my 2026 books of 2026. And we did end up reading 2. So one of my goals was to read Flawless by Elsie Silver. We did end up reading that. And then it was read a Frida McFadden book. I don't know which one. I want to read a Frida McFadden book. And we read 2 Frida McFadden books this month so far. Or this year so far. Whatever. So we read kind of like 2 books off of my 26 books of 2026. So stay tuned for next month and follow along with me on my 2026 reading if you have not. And hopefully we can get a reading vlog up and tell me which books you read in January and which one was your all-time favorite. That is it for today's video. And make sure you go ahead and subscribe so you get to say I knew Alexa saw a lie before she was famous.